Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and it's Friday. And because it's Friday, I've been doing some heavy research and some wild, crazy, Looney Tune, loco speculating, because that's what we do on this channel. Research and wild speculation. So let's check this out first. I was asking if anybody knew the answer to this, because this is one of the concerns about the flare drop that I have brought up, or has been brought to my attention. We've talked about the tax issue, which is a legit issue and always was, and I think that's been proven by now. But this is also one of the issues. This person says, I had my XRP on Binance for flare snapshot December 12th. It's no longer supported in my jurisdiction. Is there no way I can get my Spark tokens? I've tried to contact Binance, but unable to reach anyone. Any help is greatly appreciated. And this brings up another issue that we've brought up in the past. I don't care, otherwise I'd be worried about being attacked about it, but I'm here to bring legitimate issues out, and this is one of them. If you don't drop it all at the beginning at once, everybody's watching what's happening to Binance. It's like every other day we're seeing Binance get shut down in a different country. So let's say just as a for instance, just an example, hypothetical, that your Spark snapshot was taken on December 12th in your Binance account. And let's say, I'm just making up a country, let's say that you had a Binance account in Ireland. And then next week, as these governments have been doing, the government of Ireland says, well, no longer can you have a Binance account here. What happens to your Spark tokens that you're supposed to receive if you are cut off from being able to access that account in Ireland? What do you do then? That's a legitimate concern. That's part of the reason it would be great to receive these in one drop. Because if they're in tiered drops, next month, the month after that, tomorrow, who knows what's going to happen to some of these exchanges where the snapshot on December 12th occurred. Legit issue. So if people have an issue with bringing up legit issues, they're just going to have to deal with it, because we don't play the cancel culture game on this channel. XRP vet diamonds to the quant fee sky sent me this. This is interesting. Quant looks to be involved with Ripple and Electroneum in the creation of the Digital Pound Foundation, likely similar to the Digital Dollar Foundation used to launch pilot programs, explore designs and uses of US CBDC, but instead for the UK's digital pound. And this is some type of a document. It's got Ripple Labs on it. It's got the Quant Network, and it's got this here. And then there was another thing that was sent out here. Was this Digital Pound Foundation. The Digital Pound Foundation, it has Susan Friedman from Ripple listed on this site here. Susan Friedman. And for those of you that don't know who that is, this is a Ripple Insights from October 22nd, 2019. If you go down right here, we've expanded our global regulatory bench to include Susan Friedman as International Policy Counsel and Ron Hammond, Prior to Ripple, Friedman was the senior advisor to CFTC Chairman Heath Tarbert in his previous capacity as Treasury's Assistant Secretary for International Markets. So it says she advised and collaborated with Treasury officials. Man, is it just me that gets the impression that there's a power struggle that's going on between the CFTC and the SEC in this country? Is that just me? Crypto Law, John Deaton's Twitter handle. This is a quote from the judge yesterday, but I just wanted to point out he included this. Bloomberg is the only, to my knowledge, they're the only traditional financial media news outlet who has said a word about Hinman being called to do a deposition in the SEC versus Ripple case. So kudos to Bloomberg. All right, next, right here. Netburn, this is from John Deaton too. Netburn hearing as a heads up to adjourn. Ripple counsel angrily tells Netburn the SEC is withholding every part of every internal memorandum, citing privilege and its position is untenable and prejudicing the defense. The judge should be aware. The SEC is throwing deliberative privilege over everything they don't want to share. And Netburn should not be surprised if this happens over scope of Hinman deposition. Anyway, the point is this is what we were talking about in the last video, is that they're trying to claim privilege on any information that they don't want to share. This thing, somebody is, whether it's the judge or the Congress, somebody's going to get pissed at some point on this thing. I have a feeling, if they're not already. Okay. Now, since we know that William Hinman is going to be deposed by Ripple now, I made this comment. I said, I sure hope Ripple is allowed to play videos for Hinman in the deposition. Mr. Hinman, can I get your thoughts? Can I get your thoughts on this against the backdrop of your June 2018 Ethereum speech? Listen to this.
ICOs are fraud, speculative, and speculation drives innovation. So they're very important in creating foundational infrastructure. ICOs are...
And then I spent some time on the Consensus YouTube channel. Consensus is Joseph Lubin's company. He is also one of the co-founders of Ethereum. Okay? And this was an exchange where someone in the audience asks Joseph Lubin, how is an ICO different than an IPO? I want you to listen to this 2 minutes of uncomfortability, and it is uncomfortable.
Yeah, cool.
Explain an ICO and how it's different from an IPO.
ICO stands for Initial Coin Offering. It's a term that at our company we sort of like to stay away from because it does hint at initial public offering, and many of the tokens that are sold in our ecosystem do not represent securities, and the SEC in this country tends to take a look at all the languaging of your sale. And so if you do say things like return on investment, investor, profit, etc., dividends, they might, even if the structure of the token that you sell is not a security, if the language...
So it's the language. I thought it was whether or not it's an investment contract.
People to believe that it might be that, they can deem it a security for you. So broader background in this space, the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, there are lots of projects that have been able to sell essentially a piece of software, a token that represents some sort of function or fundamental utility in a software platform. And in many cases, you can sell that and it would not be deemed a security. There are other situations. We sold a token that was intended to be a security. It was to fund an independent film called Braid. So it's an exciting element in our space, these token launches, which is our preferred term, not ICO, because it enables lots of projects to permissionlessly sell this token, raise money, sort of a pre-sale of their product in a sense. And it represents a permissionless way for a lot of these projects to get started.
Okay, that sounded like a bunch of BS to me. This is Heoseko Carmona says Hinman office right now. And it looks like somebody is coming in to do something, and this guy's, the cop's got a box over his head or something. And then XRP Crypto Wolf says, I wonder how badly William Hinman is regretting suing Ripple. Listen to this. Now, remember, this is a clip from the Ethereum June 2018 speech. This is the same speech where Hinman, in his affidavit, I think it was an affidavit to the SEC about in this Ripple case, he said that he was only voicing his personal opinions, But in this clip, he uses the term we. Who is we?
Moreover, putting aside the fundraising that accompanied the creation of Ether, based on my understanding of the present state of Ether, the Ethereum network, its decentralized structure, we believe current offers and sales of Ether are not securities transactions.
We believe that. In other words, he just told the market that we believe that, not I believe that. Significant difference. Now, while I was looking through consensus, I happened to run across this clip. For those of you that don't remember, this is Sheila Warren, who is with the World Economic Forum. She was also at Ripple's Swell. Monica Long interviewed her at Swell. And for that reason, I wanted you to hear this clip.
So I think a lot of this goes back to intentionality, and we're trying to infuse, or at times, sledgehammer, the idea of who are you building with, who are you building for, what communities are being included in technology, what communities are being excluded from technology, and how you build applications on the system. I think when it comes time to thinking about governance or protocols, whether it's in a crypto space, like whether it's around Ether or Bitcoin or even Ripple, how are you thinking about when to make decisions about to create new coin? Should there be policies about that? Should it be an open, free-for-all ecosystem? What are the consequences of all of those things? So that's where the forum can play that neutral, objective role in ensuring that we're bringing together various actors, and this is not being decided by one small group that's making decisions that affect all of mankind.
So they're bringing together all these actors. Is that the gist of it? Okay, Crypto Dim sent me this. The SEC is changing their Twitter handle. And it looks to me like the Twitter handle is getting the same kind of treatment that the old Twitter handle was getting. I mean, these poor guys. Look, and here's my comment on this. Look, you want to change your image, change your handle, change your this, change your that. You can't do it, and I shouldn't be having to tell anybody this. You can't do it. When you're going to pick winners and losers, you're going to be in this position. That's the problem the people out here have. You're going after one, but you're leaving the elephant in the room alone. That's not. I mean, that's never going to go over. All you're going to do is anger the people that you're supposed to be protecting, and that's what you've done. And changing a Twitter handle is not going to change that. Okay. This was also sent by Crypto Dim. This is going to sound crazy, but XRP is closer to a bottom now. And this guy is apparently an influencer with like 200 and something thousand followers. He says, don't hate it. Don't hate it. Don't date it. Just trade it. Well, I don't trade. Michelle Vandenberg sent me this. Ratings agency Fitch has downgraded its view on the Canadian banking sector on concerns over elevated household and public debt levels. Now, this is significant. And the reason for me it's significant is because I've seen this movie before. In the financial crisis of 2008, we started to see people do things like this, downgrades, because remember, Fitch and S&P and all that, they don't downgrade anything until there's already a problem. But here you go. Wells Fargo, this is from last week. Wells Fargo tells customers it's shuttering all personal lines of credit. Okay? You're seeing the flashing signals. Hope everybody out there has some cash, some gold, silver, crypto, plenty of liquidity to protect you if things get bad. I want to show you, iTrustCapital tweeted this out. Curve Finance is now available in your crypto IRA retirement account. A backbone to DeFi, Curve is the premier place to make huge swaps with nearly zero slippage. You have a chance to own the protocol. I don't own any Curve yet. I don't even know about Curve. I just wanted to make you aware. The iTrustCapital, where I have my 2 IRAs, where I buy crypto in my IRA for tax purposes or tax advantages, either tax-free or tax-deferred. I don't own any Curve, but every time they add one, I like to tell you about it. But they're one of my sponsors, and these guys are adding digital assets left and right since they partnered with Coinbase Custody. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family that Curve has been added to iTrustCapital. Thanks for listening.